was dreaming of the past, and my heart was beating fast. I began to lose control. I began to lose control. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm sorry that I made you cry. Oh my, I didn't want to hurt you. I'm just a jealous guy. I was feeling insecure. You might not love me anymore. I was shivering inside. I was shivering inside. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm sorry that I made you cry. Oh my, I didn't want to hurt you. I'm just a jealous guy. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm sorry that I made you cry. Oh my, I didn't want to hurt you. I'm just a jealous guy. I was trying to catch your eyes. I thought that you were trying to hide. I was swallowing my pain. I was swallowing my pain. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm sorry that I made you cry. Oh my, I didn't want to hurt you. I'm just a jealous guy, watch out. I'm just a jealous guy, look out baby. I'm just a jealous guy. Great tune, good song. That's a John Lennon song. It's true, most guys and girls are jealous. It causes a lot of pain, a lot of misery, whatever. But anyhow, women are the jealous creatures of the world. Now that song says men are jealous, but actually, women are more jealous of their husbands than the husbands are of them, if you want to know the truth. And there's only one reason for that, is more women are more emotional and they anger easy. Women have bad tempers. They always say, oh, it's all the man's fault. He's to blame for the domestic violence. He's the one that started the fight or the argument. That's not true. Now, I've lived 56 years and I've seen domestic disputes all over Canada. And I got to tell you, 95% of them are instigated by the wife. See, the wife will start picking and picking for an hour or two, nagging and bitching. Everything's not right. The apple pie had no sugar in it, and blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, it starts out as an argument. They argue for an hour to 2 to 6 hours verbally. Then it escalates. It goes into something physical, where the man snaps, punches the wife, or chokes her to death, or stabs her to death, or shoots her to death, or whatever. But it starts out as an argument. It starts out. Sorry about that. This mic's bad, but anyhow, it cut out there. That's okay. We'll get over it. It starts out with an argument. The wife will start bitching and nagging for 5 or 6 hours. Then the man snaps. He loses his cool, chokes the wife to death, or stabs her to death, or shoots her to death, or beats her to death, or whatever. But the thing is, it starts out with a petty argument. It could be over an apple pie. It could be over the husband spent the last $5 or $10 and the wife wanted it and she got mad. Then they started verbally arguing. Then it escalates. After a few hours, it gets worse. And then it goes into combat where they're fighting, punching and kicking each other or choking each other. Or possibly the wife will get mad, pick up a butcher knife or a steak knife and run it right through the husband's heart or neck or whatever. But a lot of domestic disputes are caused by arguments to begin with. Instigation of arguments leads into violence. Simple as that. And I've seen that in my lifetime, where husbands and wives would be choking each other, trying to kill each other. And I've seen it, and I know what happens. It starts out as an argument for an hour or 2 or 6 hours. Then it goes into physical abuse. Then it leads into murder. And my advice, the key for any couple, it doesn't matter what man or woman, you got to be compatible. If you're not compatible, it ain't going to work. You're going to start out arguing, then it's going to lead into a fight. Then it's going to lead into a weapon. The wife might get mad, grab a steak knife, and run it through your head or your heart or your kidneys. But it starts out with a verbal argument, and then it leads into combat, fighting, and then it could lead into weapons. So my advice to all you couples out there, if you're not getting along and you're fighting with arguments like that, get away from each other. Leave. Separate. Because in the end, one of you is going to end up dead. So my advice is to separate, go your own way, and live. Like I said, if a man and a woman is not compatible to get along with, they shouldn't live together. Period. Because domestic violence will happen, but it starts out with an argument, then it leads into fighting, and then it leads into the weapons. Husbands and wives have both shot themselves and stabbed themselves to death. It does happen. And a lot of the time, they always blame the man. Oh, it's the man's fault. He's stronger than the woman. He's the cause of the domestic violence, which is false. I've seen women instigate fights where it leads into death. I've seen it. So keep that in mind. It starts out as a verbal argument, then it leads into fighting, and then it leads into death. So if you're not getting along, you men and women out there, separate, get away from each other, because one of you is going to end up dead. Simple as that. You're probably saying, what do I know? Well, I've had women that were bad I had to separate from. That's why I'm speaking from experience and knowledge. And if you get a woman that wants to fight all the time, get away from her, leave. Because if you stay there, you're going to end up either hurting her or killing her and end up in the penitentiary for maybe 20, 30, 40 years. Who knows? Maybe you'll never get out. So if you're with a woman that fights and you're not getting along with, get away from it. Leave. Because it's going to lead into something bad. And you can't go back once the bad deed is done. You can't go back and resolve it or, get better from it. It's going to be bad. But most fights start with verbal arguments, and then it leads into combat, then it leads into violence and death. Simple as that. So I've had bad women where I had to get away from, and it's okay if you're not living with them. That might be okay. But if you're living with somebody you can't get along with and wants to fight, get the hell away from there. Run like hell. Anyhow, subscribe to the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. Push that red subscribe button now. Share the 9,600 videos of Dennis Ramsay. Now, there is another solution to that problem of domestic violence. See, they got all these safe houses for women, but there's none for men. So the woman can go to Crystal's house or whatever, or a safe house, but the man can't. They need to get safe houses for the men so they can get away from the nagging wife, so they don't lead into combat and violence. They need to get safe houses for men they can go to get away from the wife, where they got a place to sleep, and food and so on and so forth, shelter. So, Stephen McNeil, get some safe houses for the men, where they can get away from a wife that wants to fight or go into combat. Get away from it. Safe houses for men would be the answer. In Nova Scotia, we could probably use about 15 of them. For men, that is. They already got them in for women. There's probably 25, 30, 40 houses for women in Nova Scotia. But what about the men? So they can get away from the wife before the man pulls a bad one and stabs his wife to death or shoots her to death or beats her to death. You know what I mean? Safe houses for men in 2020 would be the answer to get away from the wife that wants to fight. Y'all take care and have a good day. Peace out, folks. Dennis Ramsay giving you some advice, good advice, because I've seen it done. I've seen domestic violence, how it works. It's bad. But it starts out as an argument, and then it leads into combat. Then it leads into somebody getting killed. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Sunny in Kempville today.